Hello everyone, welcome to Vajram and Ravi's Data Stories, your one-stop solution for value addition and also culminating the data for the particular topics. The topic that we are tackling today is economy and national income. This is the first part of it. You will be watching more data about it in the upcoming sessions. So let us begin with understanding a direct snapshot to what the picture looks like as of now for India when we are talking about especially national income. So when we are looking at national positioning across the globe, as of now we stand at 6th largest globally. We have recently this very month slipped the position, but when we are looking at data, we have to understand that data will be based on financial years. Because we are taking up government sources, this is how it will be positioned. We have recently slipped the position because of rupee depreciation, and we are standing at the 6th largest globally. For this very financial year, the target that we have taken is to move it up more than 4.5 trillion, which stands around 4.2 trillion as of now. However, when we are looking at real GDP growth, that means there is accounting of inflation. When we are looking at nominal, inflation is not adjusted, but in real it is adjusted. We are looking at 6.5%, one of the fastest growing economies across the world. Per capita, if you look at net national income for the last year, it was 2.15 lakh. And as per global average, which stands around $13,000 of NNI, we are lacking behind heavily. However, it has been an upgrade as compared to the last financial year, and the increase was around 8.7%. Furthermore, when we look at the composition of the contribution towards the GDP, the highest comes from services sector, which we will be talking in detail from here on. Now let us move ahead and look in detail towards the number in front of us, starting with understanding that when we see GDP by expenditure, for this, you have to recall when we are calculating national income, we have three methods. One of those methods is expenditure method, in which we use consumption expenditure, investment expenditure, government expenditure, and net exports. So when you look at it, when we are talking about consumption expenditure, the private consumption stands at 61.5%. Then the government investment stands at 34%, that is investment expenditure, and 10.4 is coming from government expenditure. So what we are getting? C plus I plus J, and this is our net exports that we get to see, which is coming tentatively to -2. So we would have to reduce that. Percentage wise, highest contribution coming from consumption expenditure that is taking place. Now we will be moving forward to understand another aspect, to know that which sector is contributing to the growth that we are seeing. Amidst this, services has the biggest handed contribution with 54.9% coming from tertiary sector, when we are looking at industry contributing to 27.1%, which includes manufacturing, construction and utility, and agriculture and allied services contributing only to 18%. A very drastic change if you want to see, 52% to 18% reduction since 1950-51 to present times. So this is something very important when we are trying to make primary sector and paint the picture around it, be it across any GS paper. This is something that can come in very handy to you. Now moving ahead, looking at some detailed numbers across, starting with understanding the real GDP growth rate and how it has fluctuated from financial year 19 to present times. You can see that when we are looking at a given medium, the fluctuation has been present, but we have been consistently moving upwards, except for 1 year, that is during COVID, where we saw negative growth rate. So this is something when we are looking at prelims question, which are trend based, data based, this is something you can pictographically imagine and put your statements right. Furthermore, when we were looking for sector-wise contribution, another thing that becomes important to look at is how it has changed over years. So, for example, if we are looking at agriculture, we get to see that real gross value addition growth has happened from 1.4% to 4.6%. But manufacturing, it has taken a dip in the last year. And construction, we see dip. What do we see? Financial dip, trade, hotels and transport. So certain sectors have been uplifted, enhanced in terms of real gross value addition growth, and others are reflecting different numbers. The next year, when I'm talking about financial year 26-27, this number might change a lot more because the base year has been revised. Can you tell me in the comment section which is the new base year which has been used for calculation of GDP? And that is another reason that our rankings have taken a dip globally. You can go and watch the episode of Flash News where I've explained that in detail. Now, the last key national accounts that we are covering today, especially for comparison of recent times from 23 to 26, if you look at it, you will see that when we are looking at nominal GDP, 301.2 to 357.1. But when we are looking at real GDP growth, it is 8.2 to 7.4%. A lot of internals and external factors are responsible, but numbers are such. When we look at real gross value addition growth, 7.2%, 7.3%, and GDP 3.57 trillion to 4.2 trillion. And we are expecting to raise it further more. Now, that was all for the first part of data story related to economy and national income. I'll be coming up with more sessions like this. If you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much.